Good morning, my students from Carthage International School at 8th grade. I hope all of you are fine. Today I'm going to narrate a story for you, which is a desert map. If you remember, the type of this story is a detective fiction story, which means قصة خيالية بوليسية. And we have discussed the elements of this story together. But before I start narrating this story for you, I need you to do two things. First of all, I need you to open your student book, pages 68 and 69, and read this story by yourself. Second of all, I need you to hear how the English people narrated or what is the pronunciation of this story. How? By using the CD that attached with your workbook. So please do these two things. It's really useful and you're going to understand what am I talking about. Now let's start with our story. And here is the first scene. There is this city which is London. Where we can find London? In which country? Yes, in the UK, which is United Kingdom or Britain. But in this city there is a family who's living there, and in this family there are siblings. What's the meaning of siblings? إخوة. Bravo. Okay. These siblings are Luke Terry and his sister Miranda Terry. They are living where? In London. And if you remember the characters of the story, we need to have a main character. And here is the main character, who's Luke. What about Miranda? Is she a main character? No. She's a secondary character. Luke is 17 years old, so he's not a child and he's not an old. He's a teenager boy. What about Miranda? She's a student of zoology. So you can tell that she's older than Luke, and she's a student in the university, and she's studying the science of zoology. What's the meaning of zoology? Here's the definition. The scientific study of everything about the animal. So the science that is studying or the science of animal called zoology. And the person who has studied the zoology science called zoologist. So Miranda in the future will be a zoologist. Remember this information, that the main character is Luke and his sister is Miranda, studying what? Zoology science. Let's move to the next scene. In the morning, Luke has decided to travel. Where? He has decided to travel from London to a country that is full of deserts. Why? Why he choose this country? Because his father is working in that country. What does he do? He's a cameraman. And you can tell what's the meaning of cameraman from the picture. What's the meaning of cameraman? مصور. Excellent. He is a cameraman in this country. In your story, they did not tell us which is this country, but only they told us that it is full of deserts. So Luke is a tourist in this country. Remember this. Look at this scene. Arrived the destination. Who has arrived the destination? Yes, Luke. Luke has arrived the destination. Okay, what is the destination? Is it London or the country that is full of deserts? Good job. The country that is full of deserts. So he has traveled from the origin place, which is London, and now he has arrived to the destination, which is the country that is full of deserts. Who's the person that he's going to wait him in the arrival hall? Who's this person? Absolutely his father, because he's the one who is working there from his relatives. Where? In the arrival hall. What's the meaning of the arrival hall? Bravo. قاعة انتظار القادمين من السفر. But they describe this arrival hall as a deserted. What is the part of speech for this word? Yes, it's an adjective, and it's an adjective word. But think of it. Usually, the airport's hall or the airport's arrival hall is supposed to be full of people. Why this arrival hall described as a deserted arrival hall? Deserted means like empty of people, mahjura. Why they described it as a deserted arrival hall? This is what we're gonna know in the next scenes. Keep watching, please. Here, the UK border. Okay, if you have traveled in your life, there are borders in the airport. You must to cut these borders to get in the plane or to get out from the plane. So he's in the UK border because he's coming from United Kingdom, which is London. That's why he's in the UK border. And now, which called the airport's immigration control. Airport's immigration control. He's cutting this border. After that happened what happened? The conflict, which is his passport has taken away from him. Who is he? Luke. Luke's passport has taken away from him, and he was escorted. They had taken him to an interview room. Look at the mood of this interview room. After that, the security officer started to ask him a question. The first question was to open his suitcase. What's the meaning of suitcase? حقيبة السفر. After that, the rush of the questions started to fall at his head. Let's start with the next scene. Here you have the police officer. Look at his face. He has a hard stare, narrowed eyes, and he's so serious. And if you look at his eyes, you're gonna feel scary. And here's Luke, who's now in the interview room, and he's waiting for the rush of the questions that is going to be from this security officer. At the beginning, this security officer gave a hard stare to who? To Luke. Gave a hard stare بمعنى آخر جحره. And he asked him the first question. Did you pack your bag by yourself? This is a normal question, by the way, in the airports. They are usually asking this question. Did you pack your bag by yourself? Luke replied nervously, yes, I am the one who packed his bag. Then the security officer asked another question, but easily. What's the meaning of easily? ببرودة أعصاب. He asked him, did anyone give you anything to put inside your bag? Exactly like this. Did anyone give you anything to put inside your bag? At this time, Luke stammered. What's the meaning of stammered, my students? Yes, تلعثم بالكلام. Luke said, no. I mean yes. Like this exactly. He's stammered. And then the security officer hissed like a striking viper. همس مثل صوت الأفعى. In that way. Which is it? Yes or no? Exactly like this. Which is it? Yes or no? At this point, Luke felt as if he's guilty or afraid, but unfortunately he felt both. That's why he said, my sister gave me a map. And then the security officer's eyes narrowed, like this, narrowed. What's the meaning of narrowed? Or who can give me a synonym of narrowed? Small, excellent. And his eyes narrowed and he said, what map? At this point, Luke explained that he has a sister who called Miranda, gave him this map just before he left the house. Like at the moment he was going to the airport, his sister gave him this map, and he didn't know anything about this map. And they kept silent. Luke asked him to give him his passport back to let him go. But the security officer kept silent, and then he said, wait. He said to Luke, wait, and he snapped and left the room. Now Luke is alone in this room. He's alone. And he felt nauseous. What's the meaning of nauseous? Jathayan. He felt nauseous. If you remember the mood of the interview room, look at it. It's dark and you are alone inside it, and there are like rush of questions that they are asking to you for. So you're going to feel nauseous, absolutely. And then he started to calm himself down by saying he did not had done anything wrong. He hadn't done anything wrong, and everything will be okay. And he said there is no reason to panic. Look at this word. What's the meaning of panic? Panic means scare. Who can give me another word which means panic and scare? Horror. Bravo. Horror, which is رعب. بدأ يهدئ من روعه عن طريق القول لا يوجد سبب للخوف أو للرعب لأنه لم يقوم بعمل أي شيء خاطئ. What happened next? In this scene, while Luke was staying alone in this interview room, he was decided to tell the security officer when he comes back that he hadn't done anything wrong, and his father is waiting him where? In the arrival hall. So if they go to speak with his father, maybe everything will be sorted out, like everything will be okay. But he exclaimed and he shocked that when the door opened, there is another security officer, a different one, who came in. Look at this security officer. He's different than the first one. He looks kind. He's smiling. So you're gonna feel comfortable with him. Now he smiled at Luke. Luke felt relaxed at the beginning because he's a different one, and as he described him, he's younger than the first one. So he's smiling, and he asked, and he told Luke at the beginning, so you are Luke, and you are 17 years old, coming from London. And Luke said yes. The first question that he asked Luke is, what is the reason that you are here in this country? Why you are here? He asked Luke, why you are here? Luke said, to spend my summer holidays with my father. The security officer inquired in a friendly tone. So he's a friendly person. He's not like serious. He's not mad. He's a kind person. He asked him in a friendly tone, what does your father do? Luke answered that his father is a cameraman, as you remember, and because he felt comfortable, he started to explain that his father is working with a film company and they are now filming a wildlife desert program. And he's now here in this country to spend his holidays with his father because he's going to show him these sites where they are going to film. So the police officer told him that, so you are a tourist. So at this time, Luke said, yes, I am a tourist. And then they were speaking quietly. and the security officers asked sharply. The serious time began. Why are you carrying such a map? When the police officer or the security officer came in, he was holding with him what? The map and Luke's passport. So he was asking Luke, why are you carrying such a map? Because this map is like the problem of this map, it contains what? An ancient secret burial sites. Ancient secret burial sites, and these sites had marked on this map. Burial means مدفون، لكن استخدمت في هذه الجملة للتعبير عن أماكن مخفية، أماكن قديمة مخفية تم تعليمها على هذه الخريطة، لذلك هذه الخريطة سببت مشكلة. He's asking him about this map, and he told him that my sister Miranda gave it to me. I don't know anything about this map. So the security officer asked him, is your sister an archaeologist? What's the meaning of archaeologist? The one who's studying the science of archaeology. Archaeologist means عالم آثار. He's asking him, is your sister an archaeologist? Answer me, my students. Is his sister an archaeologist? Excellent. She's not. She's a zoologist. She's studying zoology because she's in love with animals. There's another person in this family who's in love with these animals. Who's he? The father. So the father and the sister are in love with the animals. And the sister is studying the zoology science. So she's not an archaeologist. She is studying zoology. And Luke explained that she got this map from a second-hand bookshop. Look at this word, second-hand. What's the meaning of second-hand? Remember this word. Like, don't tell me that it's another hand. No, like it's not about your hand from your body. Remember when I tell you that you have a nice handwriting, لديك خط جميل? This connected with the word book, second-hand book. Okay, the opposite of this word is new. Remember, or think of it. The opposite of it, new. The antonym of it is new. So what's the meaning of second-hand? Good job. Old or used. She bought this map from a second-hand bookshop. متجر لبيع الكتب القديمة أو المستعملة. متجر لبيع الكتب المستعملة. So second-hand means مستعملة. She bought this map from a second-hand bookshop, and it doesn't mean anything for him or for his sister, and they don't care about this map. It's just a map of a desert, and they don't know anything about it. This is the end of this scene. Now let's see this scene. At this point, when he told him how did they got this map, the security officer told him that they had a tip-off. They had a tip-off. What's the meaning of tip-off? Tip-off means secret information. معلومات سرية. He told him that they had a tip-off, and they are waiting for a young person who's in his age, who's in Luke's age, and he's coming from London also, and also he's carrying with him a map, a desert map that's marked on. But Luke insisted. What's the meaning of insisted? Request something forcefully. أصر أو أصر على أنه ليس هو هذا الشخص. I am not the person who are you waiting for, and this map does not mean anything to me or for my family. The police or the security officer told him that I can tell the truth. I can tell that you are telling the truth, and you are a good person, and there is any problem about you. You are free. Take your passport, and you can leave this interview room. At this point, Luke was astonished. What's the meaning of astonished? Greatly surprised. تفاجأ. Abruptly. Abruptly means suddenly. فجأة. And he left this interview room and he ran away to see his father, who's waiting him in the deserted arrival hall. That's why they described it as a deserted arrival hall, because the whole people who came with Luke, they already left the airport, but Luke is still inside in the interview room with the security officer because of the map, the desert map. And then he told his father about this investigation during their leaving the airport and while they were weaving in the streets. What's the meaning of weave? Turn from side to side to avoid the traffic. بمعنى أنهم كانوا ينتقلوا من مكان لآخر لتفادي الأزمة. And his father and he was wondered to know the secret burial sites. And this is the end of our motivating story. I really like this story and I hope you like it too. Now let's see together our homeworks. You have a lot of homework to do and you have one day to send it to me. Please send it to me as soon as possible. Answers the questions in the booklet page 20 and 21. In the student book page 17 on your notebook. Please on your notebook. على الدفتر. إجابة الأسئلة الموجودة في كتاب الطالب صفحة 70 على الدفتر. لا تنسى كتابة اليوم والتاريخ في رأس الصفحة والعنوان. And then I need you to write a short summary. ملخص قصير about the story. Please do these homeworks as soon as possible and send it to me directly. This was Teacher Abeer. Thank you for listening and have a nice time. Bye bye.